Well, thank you, Sarah, and thank you all for taking time out of your calendars to be here today. I'm going to jump right in. I loved high school. I went to East Jefferson High School in Metairie, Louisiana, and I think you could classify me as a joiner. I was class president. I was in High Y Sweetheart. I was in Campus Life. Oh my God, I was in a high school sorority. And, oops, I'm losing my flow here. I don't know how to do this. Oh, there you go. And I was on the speech team. Now, this was the 80s, so don't judge, all right? I showed this to my husband, and he was like, my God, you were tall. So you can figure out who I am. Anyway, but we were really good. And my teacher came to me once, and she said, Denise, I would like for you to try extemporaneous speaking. Now, extemporaneous speaking is where you get a topic, you have 30 minutes to put together what you hope is a compelling argument for or against the topic. And she hands me these magazines, and she says, you need to brush up on your current events. So I go home, I plop down on my bed, and I pull out The Economist. Now, has anybody seen an Economist? Like, it's all words, no pictures. It is a far cry from my 17 magazine. You know, hair, makeup, boys, etc. So I'm flicking through The Economist, and those first few pages, you could be a program manager in Paris. You could be a business operations in Africa. You could be general manager in China. Well, I didn't know what any of those words meant, but I sure thought I could do the jobs. And you might be thinking I was a little overconfident. But the aha was that I was on top of my little world, but I wasn't going to go anywhere. And there was this big world outside of Louisiana, and I just had to figure out how to join it. So fast forward a number of years, and about 6 or 7 moves, and my husband and I are newly married, and we moved to the UK to start our global adventure. And I'm going to work at Barclays. And I get there, and we both had quit our jobs in Manhattan. And we get there, and I'm given a team of 30, which is 29 more people than I'd ever managed before. And so I really needed to figure things out. Now, I'm competitive, and I always want to win. I always want to do my best. But I needed to be my best, not just for me, but for these 30 people. So my husband went out and bought me a bunch of management books. And I'm flicking through them, but they're telling me things like how to make sure your employees show up on time, how to make sure your employees are dressed appropriately, how to make sure your employees are getting their tasks completed. So you couple that advice with the fact that I'm not actually sure that these European men and women wanted an American woman leader to lead them. The business was in a stressful period, and we really needed to deliver. So here I go. I'm going to manage them. I'm going to be the boss. But I'm also going to be me, which means that I got to know them. I got to know their strengths and their weaknesses. I got to know their passions. And we were becoming a team. And I found out in many ways they were better than me. And there was one guy who had undergone a lot of tragedy during our time together. He and his wife were really hoping to start a family. And he and his wife suffered not just one late-term loss of a baby, but following that, they were pregnant with twins and lost both of those babies. Now, remember, I'm a newlywed. myself. I have no interest in starting a family at that time. How was I supposed to empathize? Those management books, they don't teach you to care, to really care. They don't teach you how to listen during heartbreak. They don't teach you how to make a chicken dinner and take it over when that family could barely survive. But that's what my husband and I did. When I was in the UK, I learned how to lead and not manage. When you're a leader, you have this great opportunity to marry the company strategy along with the skills and passions of your people. And that's when you can really innovate. Now, we had struggles in the team, but we also went on to win many awards for our new product development. We won Best New Credit Card of the Year in the UK market. So my aha is that people really matter. And they want you to care. And you win together as a team. And only through true teamwork will world-class innovation be realized. So then you fast forward a few more states and a few more jobs and a few more years, and I'm leading over 6,000 people globally at eBay. And we have a Russian business that we need to move out of Russia and into a market that is equally high in quality and do machine translation. I'm talking to my global leader. He's Irish in Ireland. And I said to him, don't worry, I think we've got this. I think we stand up a team in North America, and we just do Russian to English, back to Russian. And he challenged me, and he said, Denise, I think we ought to try the Italian team. I was like, what? Italian? You want to go Russian, Italian, back to Russian? It didn't make any sense to me. But we tested it, and we awarded the business to the Italian team. My aha is that I have unconscious bias, and it affects my decision-making, and I need to keep it in check. True innovation comes from building a trusted team, one that can challenge one another and also take risks. So I have this woman on my team, and she's British. She lives in the UK, and she always says, "You be you, mate." I can't sound like her, but anyway, imagine a great British accent. "You be you, mate." And she says it often. And at first I was just like, "You be you, mate, you be you, mate." But it's the foundation for authentic leadership, right? Because you be you. You accept your strengths and your weaknesses, and you continue to practice on your strengths. And that won't only help you, but you need to encourage others to do the same. And so when I think about individually, how can we lead globally, and how can we help our teams innovate, I think about a few key things. Be curious and inquisitive about your people and their cultures. Be humble and vulnerable. Be thankful and appreciative. And last, pull yourself up, because you will fall down. You will stumble. It is normal. And I'm the most optimistic person there is. And every morning I wake up and I think, I'm going to be amazing today. I'm going to be an amazing leader. I'm going to be so productive. And then on my drive home every night, I'm like, well, there's always tomorrow. And so really, you be you. But be your best you, and innovation will follow. Thank you.